guys, welcome back with another video. Today we're going to be reacting 7 most of the scariest space sounds. And I already knew space had sounds, but space does sound the same. Later I'm going to be showing you by myself, but for now let's just watch this video.
These are 7 of some of the most terrifying sounds ever captured in space. And one of them still actually doesn't have a real explanation. And we're starting with the most
So far, we're reacting to the most scariest space sound later, but yeah, that's all.
mysterious and dangerous space object ever discovered. The hole. A black hole.
Hey, yo. Guys, look, I was there and bro, this thing was literally moving around, but I was like, I just literally hear someone screaming on a black hole. That's crazy. People live on black holes.
Now, the question is, are there scarier sounds? And if so, which one is the scariest? But just before I answer that question, I need to explain something. Sound can't travel in space. So what the hell did you just listen to? In a way, this black hole just farted. Now let me explain.
Excuse me.
Bro.
Don't touch it, sir! No. I mean, may I?
This was recorded from a black hole in the Perseus cluster. This black hole had sent out pressure waves through the cluster's gas. Pressure waves we on Earth could see using NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory. The sonification you just listened to.
You can convert it to light to sound. That's cool.
Was the result of taking those X-rays and converting them into sound. Pretty cool. So it's just about the closest thing we can get to sound in space. And that would be all I have to say about it. But you're on the Almond the Artist YouTube channel. So, it's time for the Tower of Terror.
The Tower of Terror?
The Tower of Terror.
The Tower of Terror.
The Tower of... What? Who told you? This is the Tower of Terror. There are 7 slots and 7 sounds. As we go through the video, I will be placing each sound in the tower.
Sorry, we're gonna be ranking sounds if they're scary or not, whatever.
Of Terror. And by the end, we will have a clear winner for the most terrifying sound ever captured in space. Or, as I like to call it, the Lord of Astrophobia. Astrophobia is the fear of space, by the way. As of right now, I'll put the black hole in the middle as a kind of baseline. But every sound after this could go above or below. So without further ado, next sound. This is what the edge of our solar system sounds like. This is the Voyager leaving our solar system.
We're going to be listening to the edge of our solar system leaving. So if this leaves, then the moon would keep going in circles, and the moon unfortunately never sees space.
Dumb.
Wait, I hear. Look what I hear. Look. Yo. Do you hear that?
What the hell was that? correct. What you're hearing is the Voyager's path through what's called the termination shock. It's the region where solar wind suddenly becomes, it slows down and becomes denser. And this is the sonification of that. The higher the frequency you hear, the higher the density of the plasma. But that's the science-y wording of it. To be a little more dramatic, you're literally hearing the moment humanity left home. Now it's time for the Tower of Terror. Does it beat out the black hole? Does it even have a chance at the Lord of Astrophobia? My opinion, it's eerie, but it's not beating the black hole, let's be real.
Yeah,
Pardon me.
to be honest, just people, it's not the Lord of Astrophobia. It's gonna be, I would say, for me, I would say right above the black hole. If there was like a block right there, like above the black hole, there's like 8 blocks, then that would be dope. But for now, I would rate it right here. It's right now it's down then to the black hole.
Almost threw up. This next one, this one might actually take the crown. For the scariest sound ever discovered. Not even just in space. This thing is freaking terrifying. Follow me. I mean, I did the research and it's just absolutely insane.
Oh, we'll do it. What the? Hey, yo!
Dude. Is that Opera? Yeah! Opera is the sponsor of the basic default. Important. Not. And the tab organization only. I mean, you can go. That reminds me. Do you want to take notes? Well, God, I actually really.
Wait,
Jupiter.
Jupiter, so. Wait, do you hear that? Wait, do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Look, look, look. Right there. Someone's screaming on Jupiter?
What you just heard was actual radio waves coming from Jupiter's auroras. It was captured via an instrument called waves. But what you're actually hearing is charged particles moving through Jupiter's magnetic field near the planet's poles. This movement creates actual radio emissions. It's like the planet is screaming electromagnetic waves. The Tower of Terror. This one probably has the highest chance of being the Lord of Astrophobia, at least that we've discussed so far. This is so unnerving, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It should be the Lord. Like, bro, it's close to the Lord of Astrophobia so far as we discovered. Like, bro, hear it like this. Like, bro, who's screaming on Jupiter? And it might be the Lord of Astrophobia. So far we discovered it.
It sounds literally alive. It sounds like it's screaming. I'm putting it above the black hole. There are worse sounds coming up, but before we get to that, this next sound I would say is actually the
¿Cuándo vamos a ser millonarios según Cristo? 2030.
single most boring sound on the list. A pulsar, a literal spinning neutron star, is the most boring sound on the list. Here, just listen.
What the? It doesn't sound boring.
Basically, every little pulse you hear is a full rotation of a rapidly spinning neutron star. And that's not even the most bizarre part. There are even faster ones than this. So fast they don't even sound like pulses anymore. Now, my favorite part, your favorite part, the tau. Yeah, this is going straight to the bottom, man. The explanation is cool, but it would just be insulting to the tower if I place it any higher. Alright, back to something way more disturbing, and another possible candidate for Lord of Astrophobia. The Singing Comet.
Wait, what? Sound like that. Sound like no one's living. I don't sound like no one's screaming. I sound like it's like an AK-47 gunshot or like RPG. That. I sound like it feels like that. It does sound like that, but not can't be Lord of Astrophobia. I'll put it under the black hole, I guess. Put it under, like, the edge of our solar system. If there was a block. So I'm doing that for now. I'll probably just put it under the edge of our solar system. Okay. The NASA.
This is the sound with zero explanation. But before I get into why we don't understand it, let me explain how we got this sound. This is probably an example of the most absolutely insane way we've ever gathered information in space. Basically, we sent out an unmanned ship called Rosetta, which flew alongside the comet 67P. Otherwise known as the Singing Comet. Rosetta then dropped a small lander on it called Phil. Well, its official name was like Philae or something stupid, but it's Phil. We're calling it Phil. Alright? But that's not even the most interesting part. Like I said before, no one actually knows why the comet made this sound. We know that we recorded fluctuations and waves in the magnetic field, but why or how those waves were even created is still debated today. So yeah, we landed on a literal comet. Now, it's time for the Tower of Terror. This thing is terrifying. It only adds to it the fact that we don't know where it came from. But I don't think it's enough to beat the black hole. And definitely not enough to beat Jupiter. So I'm gonna place it just below black hole. Next up, this one sounds small until you realize what it actually is. Those little crackles you hear, every single one are lightning strikes. Lightning strikes from Saturn. The lightning created radio waves, which were then picked up by Cassini's radio and plasma wave science instrument. It's a mouthful. In fact, we even have the date for this particular storm. NASA says it occurs on January 23rd and 24th, 2006. So if you were born on that day, that's kind of cool, but how on earth are we detecting lightning literally 1,559,633,919 kilometers away? Well, I'm super glad you asked that. You did. You asked that. Absolutely. And I'm glad you did. The lightning sends out electromagnetic waves, and some of that energy shows up as radio bursts Cassini can detect, which is why it sounds like crackling static or AM radio waves during a thunderstorm. It's pretty similar. Now, the Tower of Terror. It's creepy and cool, but it's not beating the comet. So I'm placing it below the comet. But we're getting some crazy competition. Keep in mind, we're still missing Lord of Astrophobia. Speaking of, the final sound. And this one might actually be the worst of them all. Or it could be beaten out by Jupiter. The only real question is, which sound is the most terrifying? Let's take a listen. Introducing radio waves captured from Saturn.
What the?
Saturn. I'll explain it. This sound, similarly to the Jupiter one, was recorded using introducing radio waves captured from Saturn.